In this video, I want to go over how it's not weird to have a section of your life as a man where you focus on your dating, where you focus on your romantic and sex life. If you're watching this channel, you are, at least to some degree, deep into self-improvement, deep into dating improvement. But I want to quash any feelings of like weirdness that you as a man have to work on this stuff. I think now more than ever in the modern age, over the last like 20 years, it's become more and more necessary if you want to have a great dating life to actually work on yourself, to actually work on the fundamentals of building up what it takes to have a great dating life. Hello, by the way, I'm Cameron. I am the other guy that posts on this channel. I'm not Andy. If you're seeing double, that's a bit racist. We're not all looking alike gingers, you know. Some of us are different people. But I am the other guy that posts on this channel, and I also coach alongside Andy, and we help dudes with whatever they're looking to work on in their lives, but we definitely help a lot with dating. And I want to talk about the shame and resistance that we sometimes see, and I know I had it in my own life as well, where this idea of having, like, maybe, I would say a 6 month to 2 year period is all you ever need. It depends guy to guy how long you actually need to fix all the problems that are stopping you from having a great dating life. But I want to talk specifically about the resistance to doing this, the resistance to actually going all in and working on all the areas, you know, like getting your online dating profile good, lowering your approach anxiety, getting more experience on dates, getting more experience in the bedroom with women, just putting in numbers, like having a serious go of putting in for the numbers game and meeting a lot of women. There is a resistance to like jumping off the pool edge and going all in with this because what can I think of? The idea that it shouldn't be this difficult is one that comes up. Like, you know, I'm weird, I'm abnormal, I'm never going to succeed. It shouldn't be this difficult. And if it's this difficult, then maybe I'm not destined to have a good dating life. That's one idea. The other one is like, my friends aren't doing this. Like other guys I know, they don't do this sort of stuff. There's like a social weirdness about, you know, taking this stuff seriously. Actually, that's gone away a lot, I think. Like, even when I was at university, the idea of like, me and my friends would talk about, you know, we need to go and talk to a certain number of girls tonight. We need to like push ourselves to go and talk to girls. And that was in like 2011, 2012. So like, there's always been a little bit of camaraderie between dudes, between guys. If you have guy friends who are like single and looking to date girls, meet girls to have like relationships with, or just have casual sex, there's always been a little bit of like, you know, competitive camaraderie and like pushing your mates to like actually have success with women. At least maybe I had better friends, you know, at university than some guys do in this regard. But yeah, it's like, I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's abnormal to focus on improving the things you can improve and getting better results with women. This just, first of all, it's just like logical to me. And secondly, it's just becoming more and more normal. There's more and more like people out there who offer coaching in this area. There's more and more people out there who are giving advice in this area. And maybe men need a little bit more help than they ever have before, you know, like Instagram, social media, the attention economy, like the competitiveness of online dating, I suppose competitiveness in person, but I think it's actually gotten easier in person. A lot of you could argue that online dating has actually gotten easier to some degree if you know what you're doing. Like I've noticed, like I seem to have less valid competition in online dating than I ever have before for some reason. Maybe that's because I'm getting older, and as you get into your 30s, you know, you get more attention from certain girls in their 20s. But I also see like a lot of guys out there who have really put in the effort to understand what a good profile looks like, and they are cleaning up more than they were before. So like understanding that stuff, I think it does help. There are things that you're just not going to get over without a supreme amount of effort, like approach anxiety. Those of us that had really bad approach anxiety, took us multiple years to get over it. Andy did the approach anxiety program, I think, over 3 months, and then he sat on his like hands for like 6 months, being unable to go and approach a girl. And like, you know, he went through a multi-year process to get to a point where he could approach. A lot of guys we know, they really struggle to get that first approach. They really struggle to build numbers of approaches. These are things that if you don't go into the challenge of this with full seriousness and commitment, you're probably never going to break through. And like, you can give up and quit, that's fine. But if you don't want to do that, you're going to have to give it a decent amount of time and effort commitment, and you're going to have to make it a priority in your life. Making dating a priority. As I said earlier, 6 months or 2 years doesn't have to be a long priority. But I think every man out there that I'm talking to, make this a priority for at least a certain amount of time. So you know what you can get out of it. That would be my challenge to a lot of guys. It'd be like, you don't know what you could have got out of this. You don't know what the actual like level of success you can achieve is. You don't know any of that. You don't know if you can get threesomes like Andy. You don't know if you can get like if you want a really high lay count. You don't know if you can achieve that. A lot of guys think they can't, like they think it's impossible because the data they're getting back is telling them so, but they haven't really gone all in. I listen to guys who have gone all in and have done, have put in the amount of time to check this stuff. And when they say they're having trouble, when they say they're struggling and they've got like 3 years of effort to show for it, then I'm like, okay, yeah, fair enough. But like for the guys who are like, feel weird about jumping in, feel weird about going all in on this stuff, yeah, I feel a little bit like I don't believe you until you've got a track record of effort and attempts and energy put into this and you've been serious about it, then I believe you. That ties in too. There is a degree of like, guys think they're hopeless. Guys think they can't get the things they want out of dating and therefore they're not going to try because trying would prove yourself wrong. And your ego doesn't want that. So your ego is going to fight and be resistant and tell you like, this is weird, this is abnormal, this is not something that normal guys, successful guys do. They don't put effort into this stuff, which is bollocks, by the way. All the guys I know who are the best ever in dating, the best guys I ever met, the guys who are like, nightlife legends, are called approaching girls in clubs, the guys I met in Australia, they didn't understand anything about like pickup or game or any of the stuff of the online communities. They would never heard of incels and black pill stuff, really. They would have never heard about the red pill. They were just guys that go out and like talking to girls. They put tons of effort in. They were out like 5-6 nights a week, talking to like, more than 10 girls a night because they really wanted to get laid and they were out following what they wanted to do. That was what they wanted to do. They put a lot of time and effort over a couple of years when they were like, this is my time to, go and play. This is my time to go and experience this stuff. I'm going to go really hard. And then I'm going to find a nice girl and settle down. That is actually the normal trajectory for a lot of men out there. There's no reason why anyone watching this who is hesitating on going all in and trying to get more out of the dating doesn't do this. Because in my experience, the normal guys who succeed really well in dating without having to go online and like research like pickup techniques, etc., which we don't really recommend anyway, they did it by just going out a lot. And with that, you can do the same thing too. Just go out a lot. You don't have to watch YouTube stuff. You don't have to watch me or Andy or listen to anyone else in the space. You just have to go out and talk to girls a lot and give yourself and prioritize it and give time in the week and give time at nights out and give time over a couple of years to do that. And you will have success on that basis. And if you are struggling, you can come in and say, hey, I've done I've been out like 6 nights a week for 6 months. I'm not getting anything. Then we can look at what you're doing and we can try and optimize it and try and change things and try and work out where you're going wrong. But you still need to get involved, prioritize it for a certain amount of time, and actually give it a go. And it's not a weird thing to do, in my opinion. Maybe I am just, weird and desensitized to weirdness now. That's also not a bad thing either. Being weird and being openly okay about it. If it is weird, who gives a fuck? We got the results we wanted. We got the experiences in life we wanted. Who really cares? Okay, on that note, I'm ending this video here. By the way, just so you know, I've opened up a link where you can book a call with me now as well. You don't just have to pick Andy if you don't want to. Calls to me are now available. Also, they're available for Andy as well. There's a booking link down below, and if you're interested, peace out till next time.